KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. And we bring you this program deliberately that is designed to enhance your attitude about yourself and about life, to expand your possibilities, to change the way your mind works. You know, we are so inundated with negativity each and every day. This is a block of time where we focus on looking at the brighter side of things, the positive side of things. In fact, do you realize when you're in a positive state of mind, that is just good for your health? And when you listen to this program, you feel good at the cellular level. You just feel good all over. You find yourself laughing by yourself in the car. People be looking at you real straight, say, "What you happy about?" You say, "I don't know, I'm just happy." It's a good thing to be happy. It's good to laugh a lot, too, because it's good for, they call it inner jogging, the lymphatic system and your immune system when you smile and feel good. And people who are positive have more friends and earn more money and live longer and spend less time in the hospital. So it's good to be positive. It's good for your health. Listen, I want you to listen to an interesting story, and I'd like to get your take on this story in your own life and look at your life, and it's really about what point do you forgive. I want you to listen to this story, and many of you are familiar with this story. It was in the news. It's a story about Tara Myers. She's a 38-year-old high school teacher who loves her job. Not only does she teach science, she also coaches girls volleyball and has done so for the past 4 years. The Missouri School District vetted her out and learned Myers earned a bachelor's degree from Murray State University in Kentucky, and at one point served in the Army at Fort Lewis. But a couple of weeks ago, Myers voluntarily left her teaching post for the following reason. A student came up to her and found a video of Myers when she was a porn actress. Myers, whose screen name was Ricky Anderson, said she made the films when she was working as an exotic dancer in California because she needed the money. The student said the whole school knew in about 5 minutes. Either way, someone was going to find out one day. Myers was hired after passing standard background and reference checks, and since because the teacher's involvement in the porn industry did not break any laws, it wasn't revealed in the background checks to the school district. It turns out that in 2006, Myers told her story on Dr. Phil's show. She says she appeared in her first porn film at age of 22 while a homeless mother of 2. Myers said, "Doing pornographic material has ruined my teaching career and my life. I was broke and wound up meeting some strippers who introduced me to stripping. I was making a lot of irrational decisions, porn only being the worst." Myers decided to change her life and explains what she did to change. She says, I am not the same person today that I was then. I've gotten on medication. I've gotten an education. I've done everything I could to possibly do to prove that I'm a different person now. As a teacher, I can exemplify what it means to change. Anybody who's been in my classroom can tell you how much I love teaching and how much I love these students. That should be what matters most than anything I've done in the past. Here's the question. At what point do we forgive and let go of the past and not continue to rub people's faces in that? At what point, as you look at yourself, have you had an experience where your past caught up with you and you did some things at one point in time, but if you had the same choice to do those things today, you would be a different person, and they'll be condemning a different person. And so did you successfully change the outcome once your past came and bit you in the back? Did you handle it well? How were you able to deal with it? I'd like to know about that. If you've had the experience similar to that of Tara Myers. And there's 2 questions here. One, have you had your past to come up and to haunt you, and you're a different person now? You that person who did those things, they no longer live here. And the other question I like to ask you, at what point do we forgive? At what point do we no longer find it necessary to rub people's faces in their past? even with ex-offenders. And I have a lot of passion for ex-offenders because my mother was once incarcerated. And so I believe that there are people who have done some bad things, but that does not mean that they are just bad people. There are some bad people in the world. I do believe that. There's some people that need to be in jail. Absolutely. But there are some good people. There's some geniuses that we have locked up in just warehousing. And there are people who've made a decision, never again. I will never live that life again. I will never make the same mistake again, and they've been transformed. They're a new creature. They want to start all over again, and yet and still, in many cases, we beat them down in society. Many cases, we don't give them a chance to reinvent themselves. Many cases, we force them back to the life that they no longer want to live out of desperation. I'd like to hear from you. The number to call is 888-539-2980. 888-539-2980. Have you ever had your past to haunt you, come back and raise its ugly head, and you are a different person today than the person that made those mistakes in the past? And have you ever been in a situation where you gave somebody a shot, that you knew what their background was, but there was something about them, something that said, this person needs a chance? I believe the world consists of the caught and the uncaught. And at the end of the day, all of us have an opportunity to give someone a chance, to give them a shot, to give them a chance to redeem themselves. Have you ever done that? Have you ever done it and it was not a good investment? It was not a good decision. I've done that too. I've done it where it worked out and turned out real good, and I've done it where I said, what made me do that? We've all been there. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your story. The number to call is 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. Here's what I know, and that there are a lot of people who allow their past mistakes or their past to crush them. Let me share with you somebody that I admire. Vanessa Williams. Vanessa Williams was the first African-American Miss America, and some nude pictures surfaced, and I could see her face at the news conference, a classic example of how to handle the past. She had an expression of determination of pressing forward, and from that time to this time, nominated for Grammys. From that time to this time, nominated for Emmys. From that time to this time, nominated for Tonys, and has just had an incredible career beyond and above any other Miss America. She didn't allow her past to determine her future. But there are some people who crumble. This young lady, she voluntarily left her job. Teachers and parents said, we love her, we support her, we want her to teach our kids. And she left. She left. She voluntarily left. They didn't make her leave. She said, I'll go, because it came up again. Want to hear from you. I'd like to get you involved in a conversation around this. Want to hear your story and see how that weighs in today, this afternoon. The number to call is 888-539-2980. My name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. The number to call me now. I want to hear your story. 888-539-2980. You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980.